balls.
Throw it out there.
Is that our future? Is that what we're slowly getting to? Like the brains just can keep. Those are Rams, right? I thought they had horns.
Honestly, I'm not really sure.
All right, the Clout Kings.
Cloud is
Jim-
in the house.
Clout is in the
Clout's
house.
in the house.
I can feel it. It's all about that clout, right?
It's a cloudy day.
Cloudy day. When did clout start? What was that? Like a past year thing?
Ours joking about it was probably last year, but I mean, people have been talking about.
Oh, right,
Clout
right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But,
Yeah, but you guys have been bringing it back.
yeah.
The clout.
Jimmy's been chasing it for a year straight.
Still running for it, man.
What's
Still chasing.
what's the number one, like this, like top 2 or 3 signs of a legit just clout chaser? What are you looking for? A legit just for the clout. That's it.
Probably instantly post their photos, every photo they possibly can of a place.
Okay.
So that's probably one of them.
You have to be best friends with Bill.
No, that loses your clout.
It diminishes your clout, your cloutage.
You gotta have that attitude where you're like, yeah, I see all the cool stuff and you don't. You know, you're like, oh yeah, my spots are cool and your spots are trash.
Oh, so you just start trashing
You gotta
other
have that
people's stuff.
attitude.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta have the attitude that you're better than everyone else.
Well, I mean, in what aspect? Like, as in just like in posting on like the groups and stuff like that.
You're like, oh yeah, I'm the coolest explorer there ever was, and you know, everyone looks up to me, and nobody else has got what I got.
Well, like running it like a YouTube channel, though, like you guys do. There's a certain point of it where you kind of have to have that flair for your stuff. You have to say, it's hard. It's hard to come out and be like, we're the best, you know. But you have to like push it as it's the best.
You got to hype yourself up, but yeah, and I think, and that's what we try is to like. I'm not going to do a clickbait. Like, you know, I'm going to, you know, you got to try to find the most interesting thing you have to, you know, be like, oh, abandoned, whatever, you know, found corpse or whatever. But like,
yeah,
I'm not going to make it fake. So it's like, you know, like a lot of those channels, you know, well, abandoned government facility or whatever. And you're like, no, that's just a school.
it's a DMV.
Right. Yeah. So those,
It's an old Secretary of State.
exactly. It's just something.
There's nothing left in there.
Right.
You go to click on the video, you're like, yeah, dude, what kind of files they gonna have left in here? And it's like a daycare.
Yeah. You're like, oh.
Or there's those that are like abandoned Kmart, abandoned Toys R Us, and they're just on the outside like, look at that sign there.
Yeah.
Like, you go in? Nope. They don't.
Yeah. Well, that would be like, what kind of clout are you chasing though for that? What about that? All the Burger King, like, oh, closed, oh, it's abandoned, old and interesting. Oh, we got an old Burger King here.
I mean, I guess if
Know the history. It was opened in 2005. I was here. I was here when that Burger King opened. Now it's closed down.
If that's your thing, you know, more power to you. But
The payphones is all right. I like the payphones.
yeah, that's
People
kinda
were
cool.
bitching about the payphones. I'm like, that's payphones, man. Like,
Somebody's gonna complain about whatever you post.
I just loved it when, like, a couple of us would post pictures of like abandoned schools and stuff. You would jump and you're like, "Oh, I'm the principal of this school." You.
I try to rile some people up. Yeah, I'd be like, "Oh, the school isn't closed."
And it's crazy because there are those gullible people in some of those groups that are like,
yeah.
"Oh my God, is he?" You know, and then they just like jump on it and they just shut
they're
up.
like, "Oh, a principal shouldn't be swearing."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the best.
Well,
part.
it's funny too because I would say that if you're doing Urbex in Michigan and you don't know about you guys or you're in road, I'd say, well, then you're clout chaser because you haven't even done your research on anything that's going on, But I forgot my point with that. My point was to say that you guys are the shit. So
Well, thank
you.
yeah, no, yeah, you gotta. When I first started getting into it, that's the first thing I did was go to like YouTube and stuff like that. And
See
I'm like,
who else is out there.
Yeah, abandoned Michigan. Who's doing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
in Michigan. You know, and then you can get some spots. Be like, oh, I want to get my toes wet here. Look at they've been there.
Right.
I could probably go there too. You know what I mean? Did you guys kind of do that too when you first started? But we talked
Yeah.
about this like when you very first came on about how
How it got started, and yeah.
it had that little bit of that attitude of I can do this better.
Yep.
Know about that clout.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to go back to the payphones thing. The payphones thing is cool to me because you know it's just it is abandoned. It's interesting as fuck because like my kids are never gonna know what the fuck a payphone is.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be like, what's a Meritech? What's you put coins in there to
Mhm.
fucking call? I'd have to try everyone just to see, if there's a dial tone or something. At least pick it up, right?
Oh yeah.
Don't you? You pick up the phones in like schools and
Yeah,
stuff.
you gotta see, you know.
What are
Just like you gotta try a light switch, you know.
Yeah, every time, dude. Every time I'd like switch it. Just, whoop. Oh dang it. You know? But just to see if it's gonna work. You know, remember those the like the dud ended up being a dud, those mansions that you guys
Mhm.
went to?
That was you guys.
Yeah, you didn't. That
Yeah.
was we went with Eric. It was still cool, but it wasn't. Yeah, we
But like
'cause
the
again,
video.
the YouTube videos hyped it up, made it seem like it was super cool, and then you got there, you're like,
But those people must have done the same thing as like you guys and people who got their shit together, honestly. They must have filmed it like years before it was posted.
right, and that's the thing is you don't know when just because a video is posted, you know, last year, it could have been filmed, and that's that's kind of like our thing is I'm still sitting on videos from 4 or 5 years ago.
Right.
Just because I don't want that place to be put out, you know, until it's either renovated, demolished, etc. So it's like I could put a video out, and they're like, "Oh, this is abandoned," and then they might go there and they're like, "Oh, it doesn't exist anymore."
No. What if somebody posts it and you still have it? Do you feel a sense of like, fuck, I need to get mine out there now?
Not really. I don't think because it's like
It's happened
know-
before, I'm assuming?
I
Or
mean,
no?
I don't know if I've had anything really that I've been like, oh, I want to be the first one to post it, and then I, haven't been like. I think the only time like the Swanson's funeral home in Flint, that video was like one because it was in the news, and so I was like, usually I would probably like wait on that one, but I was like, it was national news, so I was like, and I haven't seen a video on it, so that was one where I was like, do I post it with the name because it's still fresh, but I was like, certainly I'm not the only person who knows about it, and so that one I was like, I'm gonna put it out while it's still in the news so people are like, oh, looking for it, and they find my video.
Right.
So yeah, like stuff like that. But then I've kept other ones that are more hot that maybe are in the news, like I'm waiting on just because I'm like, I don't know, I just want to protect the building or whatever.
Oh, okay. Right.
And I mean protection for yourself too, because
Exactly.
Recently we actually had a guy message us and he's like, hey, I'm the property owner at this place. So we had a video on for years.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
a very
really?
old.
Years.
It was a video. You were in it with me, so
yeah.
it was like your actually I think that was your first trip we went there, first
yeah,
or second.
Yeah, and it was like this old cement factory and everything. I mean, it's just ruins, dude. It was bad. And yeah, this guy is like, oh, I'm the property owner. I wish you just take it down because I don't want
He
to
wasn't
like have
rude
people...
about it though,
He
so
wasn't
that's why
rude.
like he wasn't.
But
You took it down?
He asked nicely,
Yeah.
and so that's why I did it because I was like, and it wasn't.
How many views did it have?
It only had like 1,000, so
Okay.
it wasn't a big. It was an old video. It wasn't great, and it was a location I covered in my book too. So I was just
Yeah.
like, I mean,
But,
obviously I'm not gonna recall the book if you
Now,
had
does
asked
that
about that.
that'll take away from your stats? Your
Uh,
YouTube analytics?
Well, they'll still be there as the history, but like you can't obviously get any more going forward. So I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure though it's like those views count to your total views.
Right.
Not 100% sure.
Yeah. Because if it was like a big, showstopper video, and they're
Then
like,
that
hey,
would
you
be,
want
like,
to take this down? Like,
a lot better.
man, no, this is carrying my fucking
Yeah.
channel here.
And I mean, I would still
You know?
depending on how he was about it, like or like work with him because if it is truly his property, and I kind of I looked at his Facebook and I saw like he was in that area and whatever, so I was like, I get it, you know, and you don't want, and so it'd be if you just came out, you know, flat out rude or whatever. I mean, like, well, you know, I didn't go there
Right.
when you
Yeah.
owned it,
Right.
and
Right.
you know, I'm not telling people to go there. You know, it's like a historical video or whatnot. So it's
Yeah, that's the thing is just don't like encourage people to like, oh yeah, you should go here, totally go here, you know, like just like blatantly in your posts and your video and stuff. Like, yeah, everybody should come check this place out. I mean, unless it's like iconic, you know, I guess.
right. Oh, and that is a pretty big spot. It's like it's certainly not like my video is the thing.
Where was it at? I mean, you took it
It's
down.
up.
Fuck it.
It's outside of
Fuck it.
not Cadillac. Where's it outside?
Man.
I'm trying to think. It starts with a C though. I can't think of it right now.
Up north.
It's up north
Yeah.
though. Yeah, it's like sort of the middle upper part of the state, and so it's, you know, it's been around since like the '90s. People have known about it, you know. So, and I'm pretty sure I saw the last owner commented on the video because I was reading them when I was taking it down, and somebody else was like, "Oh, I own this property," but they didn't ask us.
Yeah.
So it's just like, and I think it is because so many people go there, and I get
Right.
it. They get upset, and you know,
But then you even get it like where I remember a while back, there's a lot of people posting that train that was up, you know, a little bit north of
Oh
Michigan.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
yeah.
There's a guy that just went like ham on like he was like, oh, I gotta throw my photos up on that abandoned group in Michigan page, threw it up, and then this one guy who works for like the railways and stuff was like, you know, I work for this, blah blah blah. I'm gonna like call the cops, all this stuff. So that guy immediately took out his stuff.
people get uptight about
Yeah.
trains. I don't know why. It's like
It's abandoned trains.
right, and
Yeah.
they, you know, they just get, and that's the thing. It's like you're in this group, you enjoy abandoned stuff, but then one thing goes too far. But it's like,
Yeah. The first word in the group is abandoned,
Right.
old, and then interesting. You know what I mean? This isn't just going to be interesting shit. It's going to be old abandoned shit.
right,
And, you know, people want to see what's inside. There's certain people that are going to go inside.
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean, don't get fucking pissed. Yeah, these people that just, I swear they just have nothing else better to do. You know, there's plenty of times even in like comment sections, like I'll start to comment on something and be like, Wood TVA. I'm like, why am I doing this? Delete. You know, I don't have the time to sit here and go back and forth with people.
right,
It'll
yeah.
just eat up your whole day, but there's some people that are just willing to do it. And,
Yeah.
you know, I think that pisses me off more than anything. It's like, you're still commenting? Like, wow, it's been like 2 hours. You're still like red hot about this issue.
Yeah. That's I'll try to
Yep.
stir like some people up if it is. Yeah, if it's like if Jimmy will post something, yeah, I'll comment like, "Oh, I'm the pastor of this church.
That
this
was
guy
what was
broke
funny.
in."
These damn kids, and
Yeah,
that's when
and
somebody's
then
like,
people are like, "Oh,
why is
you're
this
the
pastor
pastor."
swearing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they just,
yeah.
like, jump on there.
They don't
Yeah.
bother to like even
That's-
think.
That's what I was going to say earlier is, so when you're commenting in these groups, what I meant about like, if you don't know who you are, like, but when you're in a group such as abandoned, old, and interesting, and then there's, of course, there's abandoned
Places in
places in
yeah.
Michigan, but it's like 10,000 some members. I
a
mean,
lot.
odds are like that's why people can post a picture of Rosie's Diner
Yeah.
and it constantly just be getting flooded with likes and
Mhm.
comments and, oh, I missed this place, because it's like basically half of them are probably new people and didn't even see the last
Right.
10 that were posted.
Yeah.
You know, if you go like into those groups and then you click, you can see most recent activity. You'll see it'd be like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes. Like, it's just people constantly posting on there.
Yeah, dude, it's big, and especially like since like COVID and stuff is like a lot of it's, you know, a lot of people joined and started
Push that
doing,
mic up closer to
sorry.
you. Yeah.
a lot of people started doing Urbex because they had nothing better to do. They're, you know, stuck at home. So like,
Yeah.
we've noticed like a lot of places have gotten like sealed up or torn down that, you know, used to be, you know, wide open. Nobody cared because so many people started doing it.
So, like, what place would you say is a big one that just got?
Um,
Do you think is because of people going?
well,
there?
like I know, so like in the Poconos, there's you know, Penn Hills Resort. It's like, you know, it's basically like Fisher Body of
Okay.
Michigan is, so like everyone goes to Penn Hill. It's just like a wide open place. And then somebody I think on our thing commented there like I went there and I saw cops in there, so I didn't go in and I talked to him, and he was just like, yeah, I've just sat here and every 20 minutes a new group comes, and it was like right as the pandemic and like quarantine was starting, so it was like,
Really?
and he was like,
really?
families bring their kids here and stuff, so he's just like, so I'm just sitting here now, permanently, whereas before it was the Wild West there pretty much.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I know you see that, like people taking their kids and stuff.
Mhm.
I mean, most of the ones that I'd see would be like Packard or something.
Right,
where
it's not
just-
a high level spot, but it's
yeah,
still
it's cool. Like there's that old truck that's there. That's that really old truck. That was really cool. I liked that. I mean, that was worth just to step in to see.
Yeah.
And then you notice in these places too, how they'll have what looks like new construction, like on steps, like there'll be like new railings
Mhm.
or like a step made and stuff. And it's like, yeah, I was asked something about that one time, and I'm like, well, the people that own them, because there's still an owner of the building, whether it's the state or not, they're responsible if you fall off that
right.
that
Yeah.
stairwell. Like, if
Yeah.
you fall down because there's no handrail, you could like turn around and fucking sue their
Yeah.
ass, even though you were trespassing. You could I'm sure there's some way that you can get them because
Oh,
there
yeah.
was no handrail.
Well, it's just like trick or treating. People are like, oh, like somebody's gonna get hurt on my property. And sue me.
Oh, right.
Where it's like, well, and is
I
that
didn't even
not?
think of that.
That's a really asshole move. But it's like, I don't want to because I don't know who is gonna do it. I
Yeah.
don't want to open it up to them. So that's why a lot of people won't do set up anything because they're like, I don't want somebody to trip or whatever.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Oh shit. Yeah, because people are so sue happy.
So,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Anything. You're in fucking Walmart, you slip and fall.
Yep.
It's your ass.
Yep.
It's your fucking ass. That's why people joke about it all the time, because it fucking. Yeah, I didn't even think about that for Halloween.
Mhm.
But I thought that was something interesting that should be said. I'm sure there's people that wonder all the time, because I wondered too at first. But why is this like new here? This old concrete building, basically structure.
Mhm.
I don't know what you call it. There's nothing left.
Yeah, I mean, I was just gonna say, kind of piggybacking on that. I was reading somewhere where a guy was going into like this couple's home to burglarize it. He got locked in the garage. It was freezing. I think he was there for like 6 hours to like a day or something. And then when they finally found him, he ended up suing them for like negligence.
Negligence? Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And I think he actually came out and won on that case too, which was ridiculous. Because
Could
this guy
you
was,
imagine?
yeah.
Could you imagine you're robbing a place and you get locked inside somehow? And you gotta wait for them to come home. Like the moment they get home, you're like, you're just sitting there in this fucking garage, like, damn, dude. That's what kind of moments you had any run-ins with the law?
Nothing really like extreme or anything,
No, nothing?
Yeah, like I think the first video, didn't I tell how I was in the one factory and the cops were there because my mom was walking around the outside of it, and they just did a regular patrol and found me in there, and I was like, oh, I don't know that person. I was just taking photos, and it's like, all right, get out of there.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Right.
Fortunately.
Damn.
And then the other one was at that same prison that you guys did
Oh.
in Illinois.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
That was the one where you didn't get caught, right? Because there was
We
the
did
other kids.
after the fact. He
it
saw
was-
us.
We were
Oh.
walking past it on the street, and it was sheriff in that area. Then he had a state trooper sitting right by our car in the cemetery, and we were just like, ah, shit. So we were trying to come up with something, but we did. We had a legitimate thing too, and they were like pretty smooth with us because I was like, hey, like we just talked to the groundskeeper who was on site. He was telling us about the cottages and stuff in the back, all these fire training and everything, and then we're just like, walking around taking pictures of corn and stuff because we're city boys. And then they're like, okay, well, that's state property, don't come back, and then just
Let
send
you
us on
go.
our way. Yeah.
Oh. Dang. Yeah, because that's not just a area where you just be like walking around at.
You're right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
it's wide open and hey. Yeah, that was a thriller trying to get in that place.
Yeah.
Because the first couple places that like you gave us a tip on one that couldn't get in there anymore and scoped the whole place, and then you just found just one random hole in the fence.
Yep.
And you're like,
That's the way she
oh
works.
shit.
Yep.
But with that place, it was fence after fence after fence, and they all had one done. It was like a little path. You just had to keep following, looking, and like, oh, there's another opening. Man, how intense isn't it almost like just the getting in part sometimes, like just the thrillest of the whole thing? Or is it inside?
I feel like because you got that adrenaline. You're like, I gotta get in, don't want to get seen, and then you're like, okay, am I seen? Is there somebody in here? And then like after a minute or two, it'll start to like calm down, and then. But I still am always looking out the windows. No matter where I'm just like seeing, is there anybody around the whole time?
Yeah, like when we went down to Three Rivers, it was dark, and all of a sudden I'd see his flashlight come on, and I'm like, dude, bro, no flashlight. Like we'll try to like as low light as possible.
Right, yeah.
We have because I had night vision. I'm like, I can see where we're going, But yeah, because that, right there, people like still walking by after we left, I'm like, anybody could see that almost. But what are the odds that they're going to see that one window that you're walking past? You're just like, especially at night or really early in the morning when it's still dark. And
Is that the hospital?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. We went out during the day and like,
we were there during the day, but we had to wait so long. It got to be night.
It was crazy because like everyone was in that park, kids playing and stuff. Yeah. And we're just scoping out this building. They didn't even bat an eye. Like they were just like, eh. I mean, they probably are so used to people going in and stuff. They're just like, let them do their thing,
right?
Yeah, we did have one guy talk to us because we were out there, doing, what you guys are doing, taking pictures and stuff. And then he was talking about the inside and everything, like, But it was still when there's because how there's that like kind of that parking lot on the one side of the building that's lower, where that hill goes up. There's some guy like just parked there, and that window that we seen to get in is right there on the corner. I'm like, I'm not just gonna hop right in there as he's sitting there. I can't do it. Sorry. Then I won't be comfortable when I'm in there. I'm gonna be thinking we gotta get the fuck out because he just called somebody.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I'm not just gonna get caught for the fuck of it, I'm not 18 or 16 or something.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a slap on the wrist, basically, or get the fuck out of here,
We kind of did that with the church in Chicago too, where it was closed, but it was in like a pretty like active neighborhood. And there's a guy that came and talked to us. He's like, oh yeah, they used to do services and stuff here, and he actually gave us like paper.
Oh really?
Yeah. he gave us paperwork on like the history of the church and stuff. We're like, oh, that's really nice. Talk to him for a couple minutes. And then like he walked away. You went through the front door, and we're just like, all right, let's just do that. And there's like kids and stuff running around. It's like a little Hey Arnold neighborhood.
Oh really? A little Hey Arnold neighborhood. All right, that because it's a good picture.
But this place was sweet. Like there was no graffiti. Nothing was thrown around or anything. Like
you think it's because it's so popular around it, people are unwilling to just walk in it, or what?
I think so.
But you could just walk right in the front door?
Yeah. Because somebody left it unlocked.
Isn't that crazy sometimes? You're like, how am I going to get in? Nope. Do you always check the front door? Because of that?
Try to, yeah. We usually will try to. Because you never know. But then if it would open, I think half the time
because most of the time you and I kind of take like the hard way in, where we're like, oh, this might be the only way in. Climbing through is like some broken glass window that's 7 feet tall. And then like we're going through, and right when we're done, realize the front door is propped open.
Oh, yeah.
That's our luck.
Because you just get so excited, like, there's the way in, and then we always we're like, but if we see it and it looks a little hard, we're like, okay, let's walk around the corner and see just to make sure, because that's the ruined roadway.
But I think that's where that thrill of getting in there
Yeah.
like you talked about, that's where it comes into play. Because it's like, I just want in. I want to see.
Yeah,
it.
how are we gonna get it the fuck in here? You're
Yep.
looking through the window. You're like, oh shit, looking in there. You know, like,
Yep.
oh, all right, how are we gonna get in? How are we gonna get in? Because I won't. You know, you got don't break anything.
Right.
Don't fucking break anything. As soon as you break something, then you're going to jail.
Mm-hmm.
Because now you just went to a B&E.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
If you can somehow plead your case or show that it was just wide open, then you're pretty much just on the trespassing lines
Mm-hmm.
of things.
Yeah.
At least to my knowledge.
Yeah.
I mean, now, like, it's because they could, if they see a broken door, they'll still, if they want to throw it at you. Like, I've heard they will give it because they, they're
Breaking
can't-
entering?
yeah.
Breaking
Like
entering?
if like if somebody, because obviously somebody did, and so like
Right.
if they want to be a jerk about it, they
Right.
can charge it whether it'll stick or not.
Yeah.
But it's like hard for you to prove it and hard for them to disprove it.
See, that's like when me and Eric got busted at fucking Northern. That was trippy. That whole fucking experience was trippy. I haven't been out to a place since then.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's not necessarily because of just that incident, but I was taking some time off after that because I was like,
Right.
you know, I had a reality check. I was like, I got fucking kids and a wife. I'm like, I don't know, man. Because these guys, I mean, but again, it was Flint. So you're like, you know, it's Flint dudes. You know, I don't know if it would have been any worse than like a Grand Haven, though, because they're fucking, you know, or Ottawa County. But yeah, you know, he thought that we broke in to get inside. The groundskeeper, I guess you could say he is, kind of like the watcher of the building. Did you guys ever go in there?
Nope.
No?
No.
Yeah,
Definitely after your story, I was like, I don't think I want it.
No. Yeah. Yeah, they had every opening was you know, like the windows and stuff, they had like that reinforced bar and it would like bowed out and shit. Like they're like, fuck you. You're not getting in. And then again, all of a sudden it was just I just went up, checked the door, and I was like, motherfucker's wide open, dude. All right. So we went in, and then when we got caught, we went outside, or he was saying that we broke in. I was like, no, we can show you, you know, exactly where we got in. So we showed him. He walked out there, and there was a chain with a lock that was cut on the ground. And they checked our bags and everything. We didn't have no bolt cutters. He's like, well, if I find a pair of fucking bolt cutters in this building anywhere, it's gonna pin right on you. It's like, well, you're probably not gonna find any, you know. Well, then I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, watch this motherfucker find some, you know, and then pin it right on us.
Yep.
But yeah, after that, yeah, they kind of were like, okay, well, they did just walk. I didn't suspect a B&E after that, you know. But still, it's intense. It was intense as fuck, man, because that guy was pissed. He was fucking pissed, dude. The fucking groundskeeper guy. The cops were just kind of like, man, what the fuck are you guys doing in here? You know, the fucking dude, the cop that had me, he was like, he didn't even. It was a case of where his partner was kind of like in on it, and like he was just kind of like, why the fuck are we here? This is Flint, and we got two fucking white dudes from Holland, you know, like just send them on their way. And that's what they ultimately ended up doing. After I stated that I had a wife and two kids at home, and the fucking other cop, he's like, man, are you serious? I'm like, yeah. I don't know. It was fucking intense, man.
But I mean,
Yeah.
after they searched your bags and stuff, I mean, they didn't see like weapons or spray paint or anything like that. I mean, obviously, it's not like malicious intent,
Right.
You know.
I mean, when they caught us too, I mean, I had my camera was still rolling, obviously.
Mhm.
Did you look at that?
Yes, I did watch it. Yeah.
Yeah. My camera was still rolling. I didn't even know it was, you know. So we had all our shit. I had I was on a tripod, and you know, like they helped. They was really like helpful, like getting the gear and the bags and stuff for us. And, like, I don't know, like, yeah, it was. I didn't think it was gonna go as far as it did. After like he talked to us and like, you know, basically gave us, you know, the reprimand and you shouldn't be doing this. This is a dangerous neighborhood. Goes through all that shit, and I'm like, okay, we'll show them while we got in. They'll, you know, let us go. and it was like they weren't letting us go. Yeah, then they searched our bags, and then they found the virginity book in Eric's backpack. It was a gag too. It was like we found it in the library. I was like, dude, we don't ever take anything. I was like, you should take that. Like that doesn't belong here. He's like, because he's like, I was like, yeah, you should take it. You born again virgin. Yeah, and then as he's going through, that's when we're sitting in the car and I'm looking at him. I'm like, dude, he's gonna find that virginity book. And he's like, I'm like, dude, how fucking perfect. Yeah, he found chalk in my pocket. It was a box of chalk. He's like, what's this for? I was like, he's like, you're not supposed to be doing that. I was like, I use that on a chalkboard. You know, wrote on a chalkboard, man.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, he's, you know, I was like, I got some weed on me. He's like, I don't even fucking care about the weed. I was like, okay. You could tell this. He was just like, I don't want to be here. I'm trying to talk to my partner. You know, like he's, yeah. I think it was him that kind of got us out. I don't know what the fuck happened, but
Plus, a city like Flint, I feel like they have bigger issues to deal with.
yeah, they got bigger fish to fry. That's
So
kind of what it
they
felt
hear
like.
this, and that guy that called, they're probably thinking like, "What an idiot!" Just scared the hell out of them and sent them on their way.
Yeah, we originally thought that there were other explorers because they were like talking, and it didn't sound like they were moving too fast. You know, and they're like, I think I heard one of them laugh and stuff. I'm like, oh, it's got to be other people, but let's stay away, just in case. You know, if you guys hear like other people in the building, are you kind of like, let's just kind of move over to the side of the building?
I was like you said, even if it's, you're pretty sure it's a kid, I'm still just like, and I don't know what they're gonna do, like worst case scenario, they're walking through with a gun, or best case, they still might scream or, run and hurt themselves. So I'm just like, it's not gonna let them know until you absolutely have to,
Right. Or you run into a situation like, did you ever see that Proper People episode with the fucking dude that was coming up the steps? It was like, I think they said it was like some homeless guy or something. He's like moaning as he's going up the steps.
I did not see that one.
Oh, dude, it says something like that in the description. Dude, it's creepier than hell because it was like dark as hell. They had the night vision on. They're like, they thought they heard somebody come up the steps, and they're like waiting, and then all you hear is just like, oh, you're like, oh my god, what the fuck is that? And you could hear him just kind of like clobbering, just up the steps, and then it got louder, and they're like, go. Now, could it have been staged? Maybe, but I don't know.
Wasn't there also like a rumor of like a naked lady that walked around like some hotel or something in Detroit?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah,
ever hear
yeah,
about
yeah,
that?
yeah.
It's not a rumor though. I'm pretty
It's
sure
true,
I've
isn't it?
heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were commenting on it.
Yeah.
Don't you have a video on it?
I do, but we weren't there when the old naked homeless lady was there. So yeah. So
But apparently
must have come
she
after.
lives there. What floor?
I don't know.
It's like 7th, or I'm just guessing. It was.
But
some
people
number.
like, but is it like barricated or something, or what
When we
people
were there, we
saying
didn't
that?
even try that floor, so I guess
Right,
she could
well,
have very
she-
well been there.
yeah.
But I mean, if people have seen her, she must,
Yeah, dude.
some
What
way
if
to
she
walk around.
dies there and then becomes the spirit of this hotel, like the naked lady spirit? Dude. So you went to this hotel and you didn't go through all the floors?
No,
Why?
we didn't have enough time, and I mean, you
You didn't have enough time?
Yeah, we were kind of rushing late in the day.
Well,
You know,
night vision, dude.
I don't like being in buildings once the sun goes down. I don't want to be in there.
Right.
Kyle
Yeah.
just doesn't want some old naked homeless lady poking his balloon knot.
I do not.
Yeah, no, I know, yeah. You haven't been back?
No,
No?
Nope.
I would almost feel like I have to go back because what if I miss something? Don't you ever get that feeling if you're in a place
definitely,
like, what if I
definitely.
miss something that
Right.
could have been cool?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. You always want to make sure you've seen everything.
Yeah, because odds are you're probably not going to go back.
Right.
Isn't it? Like, do you find it weird, like, people like go back to the same place all the fucking time?
I get it in a
no.
way, but
Or
I
no.
also don't like it's certain spots that I'm just like I've seen once, I don't want to see it again.
Yeah.
You know, but some people literally just hang out in one spot, you know, because it's like their hangout spot or whatever. So
Like locals.
yeah,
Locals
so,
I
like,
can see.
Yeah, so it's like if it's a close enough drive, like there's people.
If
you
you're
know.
like, hour or more away, and you're like going to a place all the time, isn't that kind of weird?
You're just doing packs all the time. Fisher all the time.
Yeah.
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 Like, how much of that place, I mean,
Well, it's even like, if you go to Gary, Indiana, you hit like Gary Methodist. It's a really cool place to see, but I think, if you
So-
hit it 2 or 3 times, it's like,
is there more to that place than just that blown out ass fucking area where you guys take the pictures at it all the time?
There's more to it, but it's really bad that's
Yeah.
like, that's the cool spot.
That's the cool spot, just to go into that area.
I mean, I've been to that church pretty much every time we go there. It's just like well, let's go, like, because I went with Eric last. We're just like, well, let's walk in. You look at that spot, kind of just see what's changed because it's so popular, and then I'm like, I seen it. Let's walk out because it's just so easy.
No,
yeah.
isn't that part of, like, he was telling me, isn't that part of something that you can go there and pay for?
I don't know if they do that anymore. They used to, and then
Okay.
last year they just like had so many
Oh.
places taken off of it, and then so I mean,
Right.
maybe it's still just a thing, but I'm sure that it doesn't get as much use as it used to.
Yeah. How much was it though?
I think it was like $50.
$50, and you got how many places?
7 or 10 or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then you just what happened? Like what?
You had a piece of paper, so I guess if
So
a
if some cop does stop you, you're like, I got right to be in here. And, oh, okay. Yeah, wouldn't that be a bitch as a cop? Like, fuck.
Yeah.
You probably almost wouldn't even stop anymore.
Right.
If you seen somebody in the building, you just probably be like, well, they probably paid for
unless
the
you
thing.
see them doing, like if they're,
They did the
acting
thing.
shifty or whatever. But
Right.
if you're like, oh, they got camera, or whatever, I'm not gonna stop.
Yeah, got the camera out. You all looking all professional and shit. Yeah. You carry backpacks though
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
most of the time.
Yeah.
You ever carry a tripod though?
Wish I carried it more than I do, but
Dude, just deal with the pain and bring it, man.
I bring it even sometimes and then I don't use it because
What?
it's just too much work. I'm just like, I can get it, handheld.
You know what I do a lot? I would do a lot. Now make sure mine would creak sometimes, so it would annoy the fuck out of me in the footage that I got back.
Mhm.
But it'd be like, well, I gotta use it. But I would just leave it on the tripod, and then I'd go around because mine you got the ball on it where you can move. So I would just film a lot. If I knew I was heading to an area like we were going to the auditorium, I'm gonna want the tripod again. I just keep it on the walk there. And I just sometimes I just hold it like this too. It's like a big ass, what would you call it? Like a big ass fucking selfie stick thing, almost.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a little gimbal on it, though, so keep it steady. Is that what you're saying? Or
No, mine didn't have a gimbal. I'd have to keep it steady with there.
Gotcha.
But it was the video camera, so it was better than the DSLR at the time until Eric went on and upgraded. But so it had a better stabilization. So,
Okay.
Yeah, some of the earlier footage, like from Rosie's and stuff, it was like, for the DSLR type, because it it wasn't really for video. You can take good video with it, but it wasn't like meant for it, So that's like another thing to keep in mind when people are trying to buy their gear and stuff. What kind of gear are you guys working with now?
I have the Sony A7S III.
Okay.
I just have a Canon 5D, but I usually just been bringing my phone.
Still on that phone
It's
tip.
easy. Yeah. Lots
Yeah,
to
I think
haul.
that's what you said. Yeah, the first. Yeah. Yeah, isn't that crazy? Yeah, it was like the first. You guys were like the first episode ever. I think we had like an introduction, and then we had you guys on. I was like, let's get Ruin Road. See if they'll come. Like, yeah, sure, let's do it. Like, oh. But since so you guys were talking about another podcast that you guys did too. You guys were on somebody's podcast.
Yeah. So we did a podcast with an explorer. He's actually from Poland. Right now, he's living in
Poland.
Beijing, and he goes by Greg Abandon, like his personal page.
What's his accent like?
I
Is it
mean, it's not too like
what's
syrupy,
Poland?
Europey.
Polish.
It's just like,
Polak?
all right, guys, we're gonna talk today, and it's kind of like that, you know.
That's not pretty good.
And so like, yeah, I mean, he's just a pretty cool dude, and we did more of a true crime podcast instead of like just Urbex podcast on places
Right.
we hit and stuff like that. So he was like, this is the first time we're doing this, and it sounds great when you guys here, and yeah, it was him. And then there was another explorer. She's from UK, and then
Okay.
she's big into a lot of like the true crime. So I remember we've been trying to plan this for a while. It's just been kind of hard to like get everyone's schedule to line up. But we finally did it. They're like, all right, I'm 9 p.m. here. You guys are 8 a.m. there. Lauren's 2 p.m. over here. So we'll get it set. We're gonna make it happen.
Oh,
We're gonna
okay.
get into this. But yeah, they were like, I want to hear this story about the guy that you heard about it too. Whereas a couple of years ago, the guy on Grinder who went missing, Kevin Bacon.
What?
You don't remember that?
I don't know
Not
if I
the
remember.
actor, but the
Oh.
yeah.
Now I think I remember something about Kevin Bacon, because I think I said the same
Yeah.
thing. I was like, Kevin Bacon.
I'm pretty sure that everybody probably did
Is
that.
that Kevin
first,
Bacon?
right?
What the fuck?
But the guy that ended up taking his life, I knew from work. And so I was telling Greg about how I knew this guy before all that shit went down. And he's just like, oh, that's fucking wild, and stuff like that. It's kind of funny. But yeah, it was interesting. I mean, we kind of jumped into some of the exploring aspect, especially when it comes to like, some of those things that you come across is like, all right, I mean, even with the true crime, you guys do your backup research on these spots. We found places where people have been murdered or, things like that.
Uh-huh.
And it's kind of piggybacked on what we're doing now, a little bit with like on the trail of where we do a lot of these explores where, we look at like serial killers and stuff. I mean, you basically started this and we're like, all right, we got to go to this spot here. This is where this body was found and, jumping around. So it's kind of interesting, really. I mean, tying the two together.
Yeah, you got to do all the research, and then you go to the places and the locations and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of cool.
Yep.
So has that ever like leaked right into an Urbex too,
Yeah, they kind of meld sometimes, like
where you like
it's-
end up at a place where it's abandoned,
Yeah, you'll find
where
something
took place?
Right.
What?
More often than not, they demolish those, pretty quick. But it's like, once in a while, it's crazy because you get there and you're like,
Like what
wow,
one?
this is still here.
Do you have one in mind? You did.
There was, what school was it? We were in the basement.
Oh yeah,
Was it
that one
George
we
Grady?
figured out after it was in Detroit. It was
Yeah.
we were exploring a
Oh.
school. It was just it seemed like standard school at the time, and we had then we're ending it with walking through the basement, and it was like kind of creepy down there. We didn't know why. Particularly, you're just like, this one's a little eerie.
They had like stick figure paintings and shit on the walls, like in black as you go, and it's like super dark. So you're seeing this stuff out of the corner of your eye, thinking like, what the shit? You poke your flashlight, and you're like, why would they have like stick figures painted on the wall in the
Yeah.
basement? And then walking through and everything, and then we got out pretty quick. Right after we left the building, a homeless guy went in there. And then, finish it off with what you found out.
So then after, I'm doing the research when I'm putting the video together, and then I see that it was like maybe 4 or 5 years before a body without his head was found in the basement.
No shit.
Yep.
No shit. Ooh.
So it's like, yeah, you're like,
A body without the head.
like they
I
were
wonder if they ever found-
decapitated. I can't remember if the head was just there or if they, I don't quite remember.
Holy shit. Where? What city was this in? Or
Detroit.
Where? Oh yeah, Detroit. Fucking his
Isn't that
head,
nuts?
dude. Oh man, that's great. That's a little. So that came out afterwards, though.
Yeah.
Mm.
If I knew that before, I don't know if I'd be venturing into that basement.
I would have probably been like, we got to see it, but it would definitely, it's more creepy. Like,
It would have
knowing-
creeped you guys out
Yeah.
more. You would have
Oh,
started seeing
yeah,
the stick
yeah.
figure stuff. You would have been like,
Yeah.
What the fuck? People do like rituals down here, try to bring the fucking headless guy back or some shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
like what is it? Like 8 out of 10 times you're seeing a fucking little pentagram in a
Oh
building.
yeah, you'll always see a pentagram or a penis or something like
The
that.
penis. That's
Yeah,
like probably
that's-
90%.
Yeah, you'll
If there's
always-
graffiti, there's
it's-
gonna be a
yup.
penis somewhere. No matter how shitty of a penis drawing it is, there's gonna be one somewhere.
You don't see a graffiti artist that just specialize in really nice, veiny, triumphant penises. You know, they're just gonna be those loppy,
Yeah.
things.
Just,
You know,
just sloppy schlongs on the
Yeah.
fucking wall. Why? Yeah. Did you know that there's a fucking there's like basically an art park in the Detroit area though?
Yeah,
Where they
Yeah.
allow people to go there and do graffiti.
yeah.
I just learned about that a couple podcasts ago. I was like, holy shit, dude, that's actually pretty cool. You checked it out?
I think we've driven by it or whatnot, but then I've been in one like that's it's down in Miami. It's called Wynwood. It's
Okay.
like a district that's got some like old factories, and then they buildings have been gentrified and stuff, and it's like they let graffiti artists go in and paint it like maybe every couple of months or whatever. So it's like getting people to not go do it on an abandoned house or go do it. They like, here's an area for you to do it, and you can have it up for so long. So it's it's a pretty good idea.
Right. Yeah. To give them a place to go at least.
yeah.
Yeah. Like, cause you like, what's going to happen. So just give them a place.
Hmm.
Yeah. Like an abandoned fucking building. Instead of all those, for the vets and stuff, we'll just leave it for graffiti artists,
Mhm.
right? Ooh, sound like a good plan. Why do people think that's so easy? Why?
I don't know.
It's like the,
I see those comments all the time. Why can't this be used for like homeless people or vets, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's times where you want to comment back, like, all right, then why don't you go invest the money, invest the time, clean it up, invite these people in, tell them that they can stay there. I mean, make it at least a little luxurious, at least livable, not just.
Well, yeah, that's a thing. It's
Yeah.
like they, realize how much you got to clean
But
up.
where's, yeah, and where's
You
the
can't
money
just
gonna come
Throw
from? Who's
somebody
gonna
in a
fund it?
building,
Yeah.
that's got mold and whatnot. It's got to be clear.
Asbestos or anything, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like as soon as you see that warning of asbestos, you're like, oh shit. Like the paper mill.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh god dang, dude, yeah, wear a mask in here. Holy shit. That place got
Yeah.
tore down, right?
It's not torn down. They're renovating it, actually.
Oh, they are? I thought they
Yeah,
were saying they were gonna tear it down. Everybody was like, bye bye.
Well, everyone, they all think stuff.
Gonna miss rocking your grounds. That's what I see. Well, that's what I thought I seen though.
Yeah, no, it's being renovated. We drove by it not too long ago, and they're fixing it up actually to make in apartments, stores, or whatever.
Apartment stores? Really?
Like apartments or stores.
Apartment.
Sorry, yeah, no,
Well,
probably not department stores.
I was like, I thought you meant department
Department
stores, and then
stores.
I just repeated apartment stores. Apartments, man, in the old paper mill. Yeah, I'm gonna get an apartment right there, just so I can still be with you. Like you really like you pick out where like your favorite moss patch was. You're like, I want the house right here. That's some good artwork in there though too, in that one big open area
Yeah, there was
Um,
actually good
with the
graffiti
bluish
there.
type. I don't know, ceiling
Yeah.
with the glass.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then there's like a little area out there where there's like trees are growing up through in the middle of the building. It's right in that same area, like that built structure with all the graffiti along that wall. There's like this little door way out. There's like trees growing through.
Okay.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I like took a picture of Eric out there and it'll bring it up on my phone as like nature. Because all the vines, like the leaves coming down, you can't even tell it's like a building, dude. There's just this little ray of sun coming down. It was pretty cool. But yeah, that was a cool place though. I really liked that. Just that the big fucking. I don't even know what it. Do you know what that was? That area
No, I
that
don't.
I always call it like a swimming pool. I mean, it really wasn't. But
that one. Yeah.
what the fuck was that used for? You know, it's like there's no truck. Well, I guess you could pull a truck in there or no. You know,
It's
I don't know,
hard to
like,
tell because
it's
you know
weird.
it's so.
It looks like a
it's, you know,
waste pit area
yeah.
almost.
But it's like it's hard to know what its original use was because you know everything's been removed, and it's so wrecked
Yeah.
that it's sometimes like it's hard to even tell what a place was used for. Yeah, I'll do.
Yes, please. Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, I always wondered what that was. Like, what the fuck is this thing? You know, it was one of the coolest areas though.
Yeah, because it's just so open
Of the
and
whole
there's
thing.
light.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the light coming in is really what makes it pop. And then the building, like where the docks were on that building, that same building with the cool pool, right across from it with the big stack or whatever. That one was all right too. I like that one. That was cool. Climbing all the way up to the top. So risky. Were you about to climb? How high up did you climb when you went to the AMC headquarters?
I didn't go up all the way. Like I was in the main lobby area. And I don't think I found the room that went up into the. No, I got to the first level of the tower. That's right.
Yeah, because it's in like a hallway. The first ladder.
I looked out and then I looked too because you could see the whole roof, and I was like, all right, I don't really see a way up to the rest of that. I don't really want to go up there anyway because I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
And I was by myself in that one. So,
Ooh.
yeah.
Yeah.
So.
No. Yeah. Don't climb up too high if you're by yourself. Yeah, but I went up to where the silo. I was in the little round room all the way up top where the silo kind of starts with the ladder on like a circular structure, and I'm just like, Eric was still down, and I'm like, I can't do this. I can't get all. That was the last one to the tippy top. You know, you can see the graffiti up there. You know, people have done it, and so you want to, but. I don't know. Heights freak me out anyways. I was surprised I made it up that high. You know, gotta do it for the cloud though.
Yep. Gotta reach that cloud.
Gotta reach that cloud. I didn't get to level 10 cloud there. I was like about 8, you know.
That's still pretty high up there though.
8 cloud.
Good.
Got 8 cloud points. It's like a speedy rewards.
I mean, you almost made
it's
it
like clout rewards. I spilled. Clout rewards program. You can cash them in for on Clout Week or something. Get your posts boosted for free. Yeah, it's gonna be 500 Clout points.
Yep.
You ever see those people too that they're heavy on posting all their abandoned stuff, but then they complain about algorithms and stuff like that, and like that where you can pay to like promote your posts and it's not reaching everybody. Yeah, we see that quite a bit too.
Yeah,
it's like I don't know, just keep doing what you're doing. I mean, eventually like it'll make it. I mean, that's kind of like the thing too, is how you beat it. I mean, or at least like get it to like where you get some more attention. I think it's like how active you are, instead of just having to pay to like promote.
So but that would be like from like a page, you mean, like their page?
Yeah. Their page, or sometimes they will go in like those groups and still try to do it, but it doesn't go to like everybody. But
it's like it's like, why is that?
Yeah.
Why does you gotta wonder sometimes. I'm sure you got posts too where you post like this good picture and you're like, here's a link to the video, and you're like, why has nobody like fucking reacted to this? Or sometimes you like get screwed on like, oh, admin approved it at 2 a.m. Thanks.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Now it's fucking posted at 2 o'clock in the fucking morning. Great, thank you. Because I mean, let's be honest. If you are going as far as starting a page, you have a group, you have equipment, you're going out, you're shooting, you have quality stuff to promote. You're trying to get people to fucking see it.
Yeah.
you at least want them to see it. Whether you're going to make a dime off of it or not, you at least want people to see it. So it is going to be discouraging if you're going in, you're like, okay, I'm a part of this group. But if you're not active in the group, maybe that's part of the reason why your shit's not being seen.
Yeah.
So I guess if you got like, maybe you said, maybe you haven't been out urbexing in a while, and then you go out, you get some shit lined up, you're like, all right, I better get active in this group for, a month or two before we start dropping this shit. Get up in the algorithm. I don't know. It's all fight against the algorithm. Unless you're like some fucking whiz that knows that shit. I don't know anybody that knows how to work an algorithm.
There's people that just have like those theories, like if you do this, this, and this, oh, you'll be fine. But then people that do that, like, no, you're wrong. It doesn't work at all. I mean, it can help,
Right?
but I think it just depends on how active and stuff you are.
The biggest thing that I hear a lot, at least from the few people that I know that have had some sort of success and or are on their way or trying the same shit, is just it's about having a library of content, and then you have the one thing that pops off, and then you have shit for them to binge afterwards, instead of having your video pop off and you have two more for them to watch. No, you have a library of like 50 videos that they're going to be like, oh, fuck yeah. When even you yourself, when you're on YouTube and you watch something, you're like, oh, this is cool. And you go to his page and subscribe.
See
and
what else he's got.
You're like, holy shit, he's got a library of these fucking cool ass episodes. Now I got fucking tons of shit to watch. So you start watching it, and then you throw it into your rotation of shit you watch.
I mean, that's kind of like we get with like, a lot of our videos that had big hits. I mean, there's a couple of them where people, they'll comment, they'll complain like, oh, you went through that house too fast. There's that frozen in time one, but it was like still our highest viewed thing. And then you get people piggybacking off there and like, man, I really like what you did in this video, not this one. You went through it too fast, but I love this one. And then they just keep going. So it's kind of a nice way to jump down the rabbit hole and see some of your other stuff. Is by doing that.
Yeah, and half the time, if they think it's fast, it's probably just because you had unusable footage. You're like, shit, I'm gonna have to cut this one. Doesn't that suck? You get home where you see your lens was dirty.
Oh yeah.
Or you ran out of memory. How many times have you went to a place too, and that's either happened or you just couldn't fucking just unusable for like any sort of content?
Well, actually, so one of the places we went over the summer with Eric, we were out of state, and so basically the night before we were out shooting and it was raining. Like it was like the heaviest rain I think I've ever been in. So we were shooting, and like my camera is water resistant, not waterproof, but so shielding or whatever. But I was like shooting. And so the next day we got to the big place, was Asylum, and we were in there for about an hour, and I was shooting fine, and then we were just like in one room, and my camera turned off, and I was like, oh, and I was changing the battery, like sure, and I was like, and then like once it wouldn't turn on and stuff, and I was like, okay, shit, maybe it did get water damage, so I was like,
damn.
So, and we had only seen one out of like the 10 buildings at this place. So I was like, all right, because I have it's called a DJ Osmo Pocket too. It's just like a little.
Yeah, I got one of those.
Yeah, so I have one of those.
Those things are awesome.
They are, yeah.
Dude, they're the best fucking thing ever, man.
Yeah, it's just this tiny little.
I got the 2 or whatever, the second one.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, dude, they're so sweet.
Yeah,
I can do a podcast on those alone. They're so cool.
Exactly.
Man.
Yeah, those are. Yeah, so I was like, okay, I'll shoot this. I was bummed out, but I was like, at least I have something, still. And the rest of the trip, I didn't have that camera, so I mean that was kind of like shit. I wanted to shoot, like I wanted to shoot with my lens and stuff. And
yeah,
that was the worst, fortunately, I've ever had. So,
but was it? And did it end up being fine?
It ended up turning on, but then like I could see out of like the the viewfinder, but not the LCD. So like that was actually I sent it into a place. And usually I'm pretty good at like researching a spot before I do it, but I was just like, I want my camera back, so I was too fast, and I ended up sending it into a place that was like had like 25% like review ratings, and like it was everyone was saying
Oh.
like, yeah, they like don't get your camera forever, and then they like double charge you and stuff. And I
Oh.
was like, oh shit, because I had already sent it in. So I was like, well, I guess let's see at this point. And they ended up, yeah, like taking like 3 months,
Holy
kept giving me
shit.
like an excuse and stuff. And I was like, they have my camera, and I need it.
Yeah.
So eventually, I finally like, they were like, oh yeah, we're gonna get your lens or your part is coming in, on the
Blah,
30th
blah,
or
blah, blah.
whatever. And so like I was like, wait a few more days after that, and I sent them another thing. I was like, hey, what's the status at? And they give another excuse, and then finally I was like, all right, is enough is enough. I said, no, you don't have permission to repair my camera anymore. Send it back and stuff like that. And then I ended up sending it to another place with good reviews, and then they were just like, it's toast. You can't fix it. So I was like, all right. So that's
It's
when then
toast.
yeah. So I was like, all right. So I upgraded to the A7S III at that
Damn.
point. But I was like, well, I was just waiting there, forever to get it fixed when it really wasn't. So
Yeah. Those
That's-
those pockets though, man. Just like having a drone in your pocket.
right.
You know what I mean? It's like drone for first person shit. And the smoothness on like
Yeah.
you just turn it around and face you. It's just like neat. And the fucking way you can like tilt lock it and shit.
Yep.
Like my daughter, she's like, I want to record with it. So I just like locked it straight on ahead. So no matter what she did,
Mm-hmm.
that camera just stayed right in the center. So fucking cool. It's genius.
Yeah.
Fucking genius. Especially if you're doing this type of stuff like
Mhm.
Urbex or like
Yeah. Like
when I'm not doing like the camping stuff and I'm like on a trail. You got a fucking backpack on. It's God, you're trying to hold a camera, and you're
Right.
sweating your ass off. This fucker, I can just go like that, man. It's
Yeah.
so great.
mm-hmm.
So great. Yeah, maybe not for like obviously when you want to like have your camera on a tripod and zoom in on something and
Yeah.
capture
it's a
all
basic
the lighting.
thing, but it's like
But yeah, it still comes in like 4K too.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, shit.
A lot of the aerial footage that you can get to of places, like if you want to get like a really good sky shot of what you're doing and stuff. We when we went exploring recently with our friend
Creep up to
Christian.
that mic.
Yep. He was saying like, I can get some overhead shots of, for you. So he was going over like tree line, you had the snow and everything, and it was really like perfect for what we were doing with like that true crime stuff that we were doing out
yeah.
that way. So we're like, oh dude, these shots are beautiful. He's flying over like the river coming through and everything, just taking it slow. But I mean, he had that camera like super steady. Like that's what's beautiful about them. It's like they're not shaky, no
Yeah.
waver. It's awesome.
Yep. Just crisp ass fucking footage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucked like when his drone went down too. Like it went when Eric's went down, it was at that fucking prison. Too.
Oh.
It was that fucking day is when it first started fucking up. And we didn't realize, well, he ended up figuring out that he had like the wings were messed, like he changed out the wings. He put new wings on it. And when he did it wrong. So that's why it wouldn't fly.
Oh no.
And he ended up figuring that out, and then something else happened. Then he went through a lot of problems with it.
Mhm.
Finally, it's fixed
Yeah.
now, though. So now they're coming out with a fucking new version of it. Man, I'd love to get one of those just to fuck around, man. Just even in your own neighborhood, just pop that bitch up. Hell yeah, dude. Dang, check out like Tulip Time down here.
Oh yeah.
Just
Yeah.
fly my drone over. They'd probably get pissed.
Yeah.
They probably got their own
Yeah,
drone.
there's a lot more regulations, nowadays. Like Eric was always like, "Oh, I can't launch it here or whatnot," and it's like,
Yep.
I remember back in the day where it was like you would read the stories about drones crashing in the building and stuff, and that's why they
Yep.
obviously made the
The
rules and stuff.
And like, airspace too. Yeah, that would suck if we got to a place. Yeah, you can load up because it would be right on the app.
Mm-hmm.
And then, there's a fucking airfield. And we're right in the direction. It's like, shit. So we can't use it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, that was funny. And then that day, he was using it just to fuck around as like a Pocket, the Osmo Pocket. Like he was walking around with. I'm like, man, wouldn't that be great if he had a camera like that?
Right?
My dumb ass didn't even know that was
Yep.
out.
Literally, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and then I've had this. He's kind of like a vlogger. Like he does reaction videos and all kinds of stuff. I had him on a couple times, but he uses that camera, and so he showed it to me. He brought it when I was like, man, I need that. I need that in my life. It comes with like a wide angle lens too, and you can like plug it right into your phone for a bigger screen, so you can use your phone as the screen and shit. Offload all your stuff right onto your phone. Dude, it's fucking genius. Like they need to do that thing for like just regular cameras. How they have the little slide out different ports, and then you can just connect it to your camera and offload your phone and offload your shit. Why not?
Yeah, and sometimes I know some cameras, like I did it with my last M50. You can load up like your wireless on there, and I did it with my phone, so that way I could just sync it to like an app.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Because I was seeing like one of my friends, they were doing that with their camera. They're like, hey, watch this. I can just shoot it right over to my phone. I'm like,
Fuck.
dude, I wonder if I can just do that with this new camera I had.
Do you even need like a memory card at that point?
Unless you do it on your computer to like edit.
Oh, right, yeah. Well, yeah.
Other than that, yeah. I mean, you're pretty good to go.
Fucking a lot of people edit on their phones.
Yeah.
Do you edit any? Well, your phone. Are you editing those on your phone
I just
too?
do it on my phone. I have that like Lightroom Express and stuff, so I can use that. Or I haven't really jumped into what's the other one? Not Lightroom.
Photoshop.
You know, the old classic.
But I have that one too. I just haven't really dabbled with it. But like I like Lightroom because you can really change like, you know, as far as like your colors and stuff, like the warmth of the picture, you know, the structure and everything. Like you can make it how like exactly you see it in person, or you can completely make it look like a fucking dreamland.
Well, yeah. Just hit the old posterize button. You know,
Yeah.
the old paint.net. That's what I've used for everything I've done. Motherfucker's free, and there's tons of fucking shit you can download for it for free. Like
free
little,
clip art.
Yeah, clip art. Yeah, get the little clip, paper clip guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, fucking eyeballs. Yeah, motherfucker. That fucking paperclip guy always be popping up and shit. Hey, you need some help?
Clippy.
Clippy?
That was his name.
That was his name, Clippy? That motherfucker. Popping up. You need some help, bro? I can see you're struggling. Those red lines actually mean that you misspelled a word. Like, damn, dude. Oh. Remember fucking we first got a computer?
I do.
How old were you?
So I remember like in elementary school, I remember my dad had a computer that I was able to use, but I got mine own in like 7th grade, I think.
Oh, okay.
I had an HP, you know, big old desktop thing.
Yeah. What kind of computer were you playing? Was the first one that you were able to use though?
My dad's was a Mac.
Okay.
And then I got HP, and I hate Macs now. I've never had a Mac.
Well, they always had Macs in school.
Right. Yeah. That's his first start.
Well, how old are you again?
I'm 30.
30. Oh, yeah. I'm 30 as well. So, yeah, we were in school at the same time.
Yep.
Yeah, they had those Macs, and then we got ended up getting the upgrade, and it was those Macs that you could, like, have the see-through backs on them.
Oh.
I remember those.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was always Macintosh in school, and you had to go to, like, Netscape
Oh, yeah.
for internet and stuff. You remember those?
I remember Netscape.
Yeah.
See, we had those Dell laptops in school.
Oh, you
then
had
they got,
Dell?
like those fat daddy monitors and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, we had that. We didn't get the nice Macs with like the cool colored like see-through.
Yeah, that's what they
backs and
were.
stuff.
They were like the year before I was going to go to take keyboarding class or whatever it was.
Oh yeah.
Whatever. Well, actually, no, it wasn't even keyboarding class because it was elementary. So it was just whatever media fucking class or whatever. They were the pale looking Macintosh ones, you know, the old style with the fucking little heart or the apple on it. Yeah, dude. Yeah. So yeah, you see those bitches in fucking schools and shit all the time.
Yep.
just
Now
abandoned
I
schools.
see them there abandoned.
Yep. Just sitting there. Yep. You go up there, you try to turn on. Yeah, that was so cool. We found that one that was still on at the fucking school too. God, that library. You ever like be in there in a place and just be like, I could like fucking crash here. It's so I'm like
Yeah,
comfortable.
there's just like certain. Yeah.
Like I could just like pile up some books over
Mm-hmm.
here, throw my backpack down. I could take a nap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just
It's
comfy.
like super. Yeah, just like cheat, peaceful and chill there.
Yeah.
You know?
Peace and chill, man.
Peace and shit.
Yeah. Yeah, peace. Yeah, it is. So, well, I'm just like, I don't know, it's weird. Then you just look over, I'm just like, there's a fucking monitor upside down on the floor, and it's on. What the hell's going on over here? Got a keyboard and everything. Hook it all up. Do the whole get up. Just try to, you know, you weren't going to get out of there. It's fucking password protected. Like we're some hacker or something.
That's just crazy that they still had power.
I
there,
know.
too, you know.
Well, that was like, yeah, the first thing, you know, we noticed when we were coming up on it, because it was, I'm notorious for wanting to go like as early as possible. Like I'll leave at like 4 in the fucking morning if we gotta drive to Detroit. I don't give a fuck. I want to be there like right when it's getting bright, because I want those shots, you know. And yeah, where was it again? Where was I? Flint. Oh yeah, yeah. It was. We could see the lights were on. We're like, what the fuck? Is there people here? You know, immediately you're like, fuck. Is there people here? What's going on? And no, then you go up to one of those rooms where it had those poofed out like iron fucking reinforcements, and you know, lights on right in that room. You're like, what the fuck, dude? This is weird.
Well, it's
Gotta
like,
get in there.
it's like there's this house that I always pass by, you know, for work. And it's a huge place, but it was like overgrown and everything. You and I hit it early one morning. We parked at a church. We rucked it. We're like, hey, we're going to check this place out. Walked in through the back, and like there's like old cases of like Stroh's beer and stuff.
Oh,
like
yeah?
they had to be like 20 years old or so. And then we get in the house, though. And I mean, it was definitely abandoned, but you had lights on, you had the fridge on,
Really?
and stuff. And we're just thinking, like, dude,
How long
is
has it
this?
been running?
I have no idea.
You know, that's what
definitely.
I'd be
Yeah.
thinking. How long is this?
But you could tell, like, I mean, like, if the door is like wide open and stuff to like get in here, I mean, that's crazy. You'd still have like the power and stuff on, right?
Right.
Because you think like weathering wise and stuff, like it's just gonna wreck the place anyway.
Right.
But yeah, we were just shocked that that happened. And when we saw the light upstairs, like there's like a bathroom and stuff, and then like I don't know, I felt like there was either like a fan on or something. Cause there was like some noise where it's like, we should just bolt.
Is there
Because-
somebody in there? Is
Right,
what
you
you're
know,
thinking?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we weren't sure, and we were like, I don't want to chance it. You know, we're kind of in the doldrums anyway. Like this is how people die. So we're thinking like we just got to bolt. Like it was a cool spot, and I guess like recently it actually got purchased. So I think they're gonna like do it up. But it was like, yeah, I was just shocked. Like dude, this place had to be closed forever, and there's lights on, there's a fridge on. It was wild.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't want to just yell like, "Hey, is there anybody in there?"
No.
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 Dang. Yeah, sometimes it's like, do you walk? So it's like sometimes, yeah, do you walk into a building pronounced, you know, like, you know, kind of, hey, I'm here, or do you like take
I like
it
to be silent.
Me too.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it
Yeah.
was like a silent entry. But then there's, you know, I would wonder sometimes, you know, some of these places, like, should we be walking in just kind of loud, just be like, no, right off the bat, is there somebody else in here that's going to get pissed off? Because if you start being loud and all of a sudden I heard, like, hey, something like that, I'd be like, I'm the fuck out of here.
Yeah, right.
I'm turning the fuck around. I'm back. I'm out. I'm like close to the door, you know? I'd rather find out now than like all of a sudden interrupt your drug deal down here in Detroit. You know,
we had that happen in Cleveland once. We were doing like some older, like kind of like industrial building. Remember that when it was like super snowy out? You and I got to
Oh,
a corner,
yep.
and then we just heard this like loud "Hey!"
ooh,
And we're just thinking, "Shit, where'd that come from?" And there's like this little like corner loop. We couldn't see the guy, but it was a homeless guy, and he's like, "What are y'all doing here?" And we're just like, "Just taking pictures."
yeah.
Yeah, he's like, "Of me?" We're like,
No.
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 But I mean, you can't
Then he left
see
you
who
alone?
it is. Yeah. We just went off to a whole different area.
Yeah.
But that's like, it's like a little sniper or something there. You don't know what to expect, when somebody does that. So that's why we
A
try to
fucking
be like
sniper
quiet.
in some abandoned buildings, random ass man. I'm gonna get the first motherfucker that walks in here.
Been waiting here for 2 years.
2 fucking
Yeah.
years. Yeah, he's got rappers
Today's
like just
the
around,
day.
like hostess rappers just everywhere. He's got like people delivering him like Uber Eats and shit, like
Yeah.
just to fucking food so he can survive.
But I mean, I think there's only like 1 or 2 times that we really announced ourselves. There was that Masonic temple that we hit, and we only announced ourselves because we heard footsteps above us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that's her. We're like, hello, somebody here. So they probably just thought like, we were law enforcement or something. And
You
then
think
they,
that? Oh, that's what they thought.
yeah. So they started just like bolting downstairs. They didn't say anything, so that's what freaked us out.
Oh,
And it was 5 of us in there. 2 of them were shooting in like this one room, and you, me, and one other person bolted down the stairs. That's where you dropped your camera light.
Mm-hmm.
We went outside. We left 2 of our friends in there. We didn't care. We were like, you
We're
guys
just
are on your
running.
own. And we walked
Damn.
out. And I think we pulled out your tripod
Uh-huh.
just in case, because we could use it as like a little
It
like
was my
whooping
monopod,
whip
yeah,
thing.
so, yeah.
And then you also had mace.
Yeah, I used to keep the mace.
So I was like, here we go. We're going back in there. So like, all right, come out. And then it's just these like dorky explorer people like that came out, and we're just like, why don't you guys say anything? We're just doing the same thing you are. And then and just walked off.
Oh, damn.
First guy that
Ruined
came
their
out
parade.
looked like McLovin. We're just
Oh,
like, get outta
really?
here. Yeah.
So they're young too.
They looked a little older.
Yeah.
Oh,
they
really?
looked
Yeah.
old. I don't know, they were strange folks.
Yeah.
And
Maybe
they left.
McLovin's I'd say more like you see an Office Space.
Yeah.
Remember Milton, the stapler guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. He looked a little bit more like him. He had like those glasses that made his eyes all beady and big.
Oh, I knew a dude like that in high school. Yeah. Yep. They make your eyes look like really big too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it kind of looks like Bubbles from Trailer Park Boys.
There you
That's
go.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's how I see it. For the
Yeah.
people that don't know what Office Space is. So yeah, he came out, and then it was like this older lady and like this other bigger dude. Looked like Donkey Kong. And they're just like, why don't you guys just say you were up there, And they just like,
Donkey Kong goes down.
So after they left, we were like, okay, let's finish up the building, let's
Right.
get it up, But that was like one of the only times like we announced, because we were just like curious what was up there.
Right.
It could have been an animal, but when you hear distinct footsteps and they're coming at you like a bat out of hell, you're like, oh, I gotta go,
Yeah.
bolting. I don't know what to expect.
So how often are you going in like big ass groups? Or are you at all?
I don't like big groups.
Yeah.
Like 4 is about I think the most I feel comfortable with.
Right.
But like there's been some times where we did because we branch out and like met a lot of people, so it's like everyone's like I want to go,
Right.
and then like I personally I just like don't feel comfortable when it's a big group.
No, it's
Like,
too many people.
It's too many
get
people,
caught.
and they start to get more loud because they're talking, they're hanging out, and I'm still just like I'm not comfortable. I'm like we talk when we're outside of the building, but it's like inside I'm gonna get my stuff, and and then socialize afterwards because it's like
Well, it's like when we went exploring with Bill. I mean, it was like the whole Brady Bunch.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
wanted
The
to come
great
along, yeah.
the great Bill.
yeah, that was a big group that day.
And I think a lot of that had to do with just because he was coming out. People want to know, like, all right, what's he like in person? You know, is he,
Yeah.
sad like he is on Facebook about sleeping in his parents' basement or whatever. Like,
Yeah. Or is it
you
all a
know?
facade?
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
And I mean, I think that there's a lot of things. I mean, like it's stuck true to like what he's like online, but there are a lot of like there's some that you can tell like no, he's actually all right. Like he came in from like Rochester or whatever. We met him. Where was it? South Bend.
Yeah.
Yeah, we met him in South Bend, and then he came in. He gave me like a 6-pack of beer from Rochester. That was like
nice.
just different stuff, and I was like, oh, that was really nice. You don't have to do that.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's actually a pretty cool guy. Like I thought, like, at first he's gonna be such a Debbie Downer on like the whole Explorer, but we were hitting some like pretty solid stuff. And he's always like, well, that's above my level. Like he was actually like going for it, And I've even seen like people post him in like their stories where he's climbing those stacks and stuff, dude.
Really?
Like high up. Yeah, he'll like whip his little gloves on and he's just ripping up that thing. Like I've seen it, and but I mean, like overall, he's a pretty decent guy.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely keeps to that character. But I mean, exploring wise with them, it wasn't too bad. Maybe you feel different, but
The Explorer wise was okay. Like I said, I was surprised with how he was in exploring wise, but like yeah, there's still enough of the bill that you see online that's there that I was like, all right, I met him, I'm done.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so what do you mean by like exploring wise? Like it was all right.
Well, like he makes,
exploring-wise.
online, he makes it seem like he calls himself the worst explorer ever. So it's like, you expect and he
So
don't-
what's a bad explorer?
you got people going in there throwing shit all over the
yeah,
place.
Okay.
somebody who
Alright.
damages stuff is definitely
I think
the
I
worst.
think it's when you get
Yeah.
the people too that they want like, oh, I really want to go, and they're in there with you for like maybe a couple minutes, and you're like, oh, I can spend like an hour here, and they're like, all right, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Wet blankets. They just make your explorer not fun.
Yeah.
But
Ready to go. Yeah. 2
yeah,
minutes in. It's
yeah.
like, dude, that's why that's why we got caught basically. When we were there already for 4 hours.
Oh wow.
We're 4 hours deep in that bitch. We're just like taking our time, doing.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of cool stuff, because of it. But if we weren't there for 4 hours, we wouldn't have got caught.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can see why people want to get in and get out, but 2 minutes, dude, no, we
Yeah,
need some
yeah.
time. Like I want to get some footage, and I also want to enjoy the place while I'm here too. I don't want to just zip in, zip out, okay, and then relive it later. Like, no, I want to, see some of it now. Sometimes it's hard to do.
Yeah.
You're trying to get footage or whatever. It's cold as fuck. How many times are you trying to would you go out in the winter normally?
Keep pretty active in the winter going out, like, obviously weather permitting and stuff, but
Right.
it's it's fun to, get the different season because, it's like a totally different feel, once you're in a
Right.
place versus
Yeah.
it just, it's really, depending on how the roads are, because you
Plus-
travel and stuff.
Well, with it being colder too, I feel like you don't have as much eyes on these places too, because people are just
Right.
like, oh, I just want to stay in. I want to stay warm. I want to do something.
Less chances of running into other groups and
Mhm.
stuff
Yeah.
there for sure.
And, I've been talking to a lot of people lately, like, it's just not the time for me to get out. It's too cold. So I'm like, all right, well, cool. That's more for us.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, and I mean, like, this is a time of year where, like, it finally, like, slows down a little bit. So I'm like, all right, yeah, I mean, let's just bundle up, get out there, and see some stuff,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bundle the fuck up. Yeah, because it's fucking cold and it doesn't get any fucking. The only thing the building does is at least it cuts away that fucking wind.
Yeah,
Right.
that's about it.
The wind's the worst, dude. And when we went to again that fucking prison, dude, and we parked all the way at that gas station.
That was
Right.
a hike. Yeah.
I wasn't gonna park at that motherfucking cemetery. I'm like, it's too fucking obvious, bro.
Right.
I'm like, he comp drives by here. He's probably like, I've seen that before. And he's either gonna keep driving by to wait to fucking see us in it or something, or no. So that's why we dropped Eric off. Dude, that walk along those fucking tracks. Oh, so fucking cold. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I don't want to bring my full blown coat because I know I'm gonna get hot and take it off when we're in the buildings and shit. I know I'm not gonna want this, 3-4 layered shit on. So, yeah, it was fucking cold, man. Everything was crunching. It was frost, and it was only the end of November too.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember when you guys were sending
Yeah.
photos and stuff of it. And
Oh,
everything,
yeah.
like, we got in, and I was like, oh, it's gotta be kind of cold out there.
Yeah, dude, it was fucking
Yeah.
cold, man. Totally worth it though. That place is cool as
Yeah, that's a
shit.
cool place.
It was.
So fucking cool.
But how long were you guys there for the day? Would you say?
Oh,
I think we spent about 4 hours.
Probably at least 4.
About 4 hours.
yeah, we were there longer than 4 hours because again we were there early as fuck. When we dropped
Yeah.
Eric off, it was still dark, still a little dark. I want to say it was 3 o'clock when we left. Probably, yeah, good 6.5, 7 hours, something like that. We were there. We hit pretty much all the buildings. There might have been one that we didn't hit. I can't remember. But yeah, the fucking doors, it still worked and shit. The old doors where you could like do it
yeah.
yourself.
Yep.
I'm like, wow, dude, that's so cool. And then the really, really updated part too, in the X house, that was fucking,
That was cool.
Mm-hmm.
that was dope, man. I'm like, dude, like this is cool. Like everything was like, you could like just redo that control center and open it back up. Like the toilets and everything was still intact. Like looked fine. It was that stainless steel.
Mm-hmm.
Like, holy shit. When did that place close down again?
Like 2012-ish, maybe.
Yeah, see.
Somewhere around there. I don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just such
But the older parts, though,
yeah.
those are old
Mhm.
fucking. Were they just preserved? I wonder. I can't remember. We did some research on it, too. But I can't remember why those buildings are still really there, because besides for the training stuff that was obviously going on,
Yeah.
but that was like cops. That was like guns.
I think a few different services used it.
Yeah.
So.
Because they had the targets there.
Mhm.
The target would go around the corner with the fucking robber and the gun and shit. The
Yeah.
fucking holes in it. We're like, what the fuck? I thought it was a fire department. Unless they got keep their fire department armed down here. I don't fucking know.
Never know.
Imagine that. Fire departments get called to like not just fires. Something they get called to some dumb shit and pull up there.
Mhm.
Chicago area. Well, it's Dwight, but
If you get a big person stuck in like a bathtub or something, it's usually the firefighters that show up first and have to like tug them out, stuff like that. They're doing
For
a lot
what?
of like if you even for like health emergencies and stuff, firefighters will jump in before like ambulance.
Oh,
before
really?
Police, yeah, yep, yeah. I had a guy who I knew. He was a firefighter in Norton Shores, and then he moved down to Kentucky. And he was like, "Yeah, we're always going to like these places." He's like, "I've either had to help people up that have fallen, like the life alert thing.
Oh,
you know,
really?
stuff like that. Yeah, they do a
Help,
lot
I
of that
fallen.
stuff.
I
Yeah.
can't get up. Here comes the fire department. The big old fucking big old truck. No shit. I think that'd be like a volunteer fireman too. Like, fuck. Gotta go help Marilyn again. She fell. She's got a bad hip. Maybe she'll just go to the nursing home soon. I won't have to have this life alert all the time. Holy shit. I wonder how many lives that saved, though.
That's a good
I
question.
wonder if they got a statistic on that.
I'm sure they promote it on their site.
Yeah. Look it up, John. See their statistic for how many lives have been saved by life alert? Let's see. What we got? What do we got? What do you say? What do you say? What's your guess? How many
My
lives
guess?
have been saved?
I'm gonna guess that they're gonna promote 1,000,000 lives.
1 million lives. It's good. It's like $1, and
Yeah.
Price is Right.
I'll say 60,000.
60,000 lives. I'm gonna say 200,000.
Going low.
Oh, you're the
So they save at least one life from a potential catastrophic outcome every 11 minutes.
44.
so you're the closest.
Say 45. But
That's just
in 1 year,
2019.
So
Yeah.
you now got to know how long has Life Alert been out.
Yeah.
And also, though, like, because it's like, I'm sure that, took a while to get up to that number because that's 2019. So it's been around for
Yeah.
ever at that point.
Just type in how many lives has Life Alert saved. Oh. Same statistic.
So it came out in 87, though.
87?
That's what that says. Since
So go to the calculator down there on the bar. So do 44,876 times. All right, it was 87, you said?
Yeah.
97, 2007, 2017.
35? Yeah.
Times 35. Ooh, 1,570,660. So you would be the
Jimmy
closest.
wins.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
You get a free Life Alert now.
Free Life Alert.
You know, actually, if you get stuck in an abandoned building that's like above your level or something, you have that
Push the
handy
light
dandy
alert.
tool. You're good to go. That
Yeah.
firefighter's gonna come storming in. He's gonna
Yeah,
save
no
your life.
shit. Everybody should have like a life. Grandma need to borrow your Life Alert. No shit.
What's funny, because like when you get those explorers that meet up, it's like, oh, what equipment you got and stuff, and like they open their bag, or like whatever they show them,
Yeah.
And then you come out, you open your bag, and they see this life alert sitting on top.
Then they press it and run away.
I'd be like, what the fuck?
What a bitch ass move there. Is that a common thing? Like you guys show each other what you got?
You get people that ask in like podcasts.
He's like, no, dude.
You know,
it's
you
not-
never
Well,
had
on a
anybody ask
podcast,
what
yeah,
you
but
got?
not like I don't
No,
know.
It's like no.
not even how much money you got in your wallet. Nothing like that.
No.
No.
No. Again, most of the time it's like let me stay on this side of the building away from you.
Yep.
I haven't ran into a lot of people when the times that we were out. Like maybe with Parchment. There was a guy like kind of way down a little bit. He was just like we waved. I'm just like it's kind of weird. We just went to another building. It was like, whatever. What?
Yeah. Really, I mean, only in just those bigger open buildings, like Parchment, or you'll see like, if you go to Packard or something. When we went to Gary Methodist the first time, there had to be what? There's a couple groups of people. In there.
Yeah, a bunch of people came at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like son of a bitch.
Well, it's City Methodist. You're not worried there.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
a different place or whatever. That maybe.
Is that still the ultimate thing? Is the worry that they're like what? Not gonna be like nice or something? Like what?
Well, I mean, they could get you caught. You don't know who they are, what they're gonna, how they're like. So it's
Like that's what. Well, I guess like gang related or something like that. Is
Yeah.
that always the worry that they're gonna they're not there to explore. They're more or less there to do like graffiti or like just cause a ruckus.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Or ruckus.
We had these ruckus causers that were with us when we did School of the Blind, and the only way in was like through the second story window. So there's like, I don't know, like 4 of these kids, And we are like, hey, are you guys
Younger?
trying to?
Or-
Yeah,
they were-
they had to be
high school.
high
Okay.
school. And they're kind of big kids though, so they're like,
All fucking kids I seen huge
Yeah.
nowadays, do they not? Like, holy fuck, you're 18?
giving these kids HGH in their
Yeah.
80s. And like, we ended up talking to them. We're like, hey, we're trying to get in there. And they're like, oh, we were too. And so they had like two of their biggest kids just hoist me up. And I just like walked through the second window. I'm like, all right, get the next guy. So we just started pulling each other up like a
Fuck
barrel
it,
of
let's all work
monkeys.
together.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it worked great. But then we get in there, and then these kids are like running around and screaming and shit. We're like, oh, that's what's gonna get us caught. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we did have that at the mansion in Detroit, or not Detroit, the fucking Ken Norman's mansion in
Mhm.
Chicago. Yeah, we did have that. We were there really early again. We had to wait because it was dark. Like, we mistimed it because of the time change. I was like, oh shit. And we were just setting up on the little basketball court outside, and all of a sudden we heard a rustle. We're like, what the fuck? And it was two younger kids hopping over the fence too, coming to check out the place. It's like, oh no shit. And then they told us about a couple other places, but they were fine. Have you been there?
Yes.
It was the basement flooded when you were
Yeah,
there?
it was.
Yeah. Yeah, they were trying to like see how deep it was and shit.
Oh no.
No, not with them. They were trying to find shit. I'm like, cool, you guys can figure that out. Well, film me and you guys can do that stupid shit that I don't want to do. Then they left. They're like, all right, well, I'm like, cool. Yeah, they seemed like they had been around, a lot of the spots there. Like they're in it to explore at least, not cause a ruckus and get
Mhm.
caught. That's always nice. The one dude looked like that fucking. I haven't watched a lot of that Stranger Things, but he looked like the dude with the hat, kind of like that had like a lisp or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
kind of like a.
Dustin.
Is that yeah?
Yeah.
Kind of look like him. I was like, these guys shouldn't cause a problem. You can kind of judge right away. Yeah, I don't know. So you guys' plans that you had last time you were on never came through, huh?
Nope, we never.
The big plans.
Yeah,
that you had.
we were gonna go to Chernobyl as we had a group set. We were looking at a date, but then there's like a imminent war over there. I'm good.
I'm good, thank you.
There's like an imminent war.
Russia was
Russia
sending in
and Ukraine.
100,000 troops.
So like
into
tensions
Ukraine.
are high. So
Yeah.
the group was like, oh, maybe we're our ways. So, yeah, it was just unfortunate timing.
If it was up to you, would you have just went? So
I
fuck
don't
it.
know. I wouldn't want to have gone alone, but it's like, I mean,
Well, that.
I would have, yeah. I don't
and
know.
then like.
Was it like a split cost thing though? Like everybody was gonna
Yeah,
split
we were all
costs
gonna
and
split
do-
the costs and go and it's like get a private tour group and stuff like that. So it's still
it's fairly reasonable too, wasn't
yeah,
it?
very cheap.
Like what, between like 1,500 and 2,000?
Yeah, for like up
Think
to
that
we
isn't
had
bad.
we had like 12 people, 10.
Yeah, it's about that many.
Huh.
But yeah, there's that, and then like around that time too, like all like the travel restrictions with COVID were such a pain in the ass too. So like, if you even if you got vaccinated, if you test positive, even if it's a false positive in another country, you still have to quarantine there for like 14
right.
days at the time. So I'm like, dude, I don't want to stay
Mm-hmm.
somewhere where, I don't know how much English they speak and everything too. I mean, probably a
Exactly,
decent
yeah.
amount, but and it's like, I'm only bringing so much money with me that I can use abroad too. So you're thinking like, that get me by for 14 days.
Oh, 14 days.
Yeah. I think now it's moved down. It's like 7 to 10. But still, it's like,
Yeah, if you ended up having a quarantine or all that.
and those tests are expensive. I think you get a rapid test at like Grand Rapids or something. It's between like 150 to $300.
If they're charging you for it now if you don't have insurance?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
At least on the rapid ones, like if you're like in airports, so it's all like the
Oh.
transportation.
So
I mean,
like,
if you're just doing it at like a Walgreens or something, that's that's for your through your insurance.
So if you're doing it to try to get on a plane,
Yeah.
they're going to charge your ass for it.
Yeah.
Because you're not.
Because certain places make it mandatory. I don't know how it is now exactly, but then I know like at least bigger airlines.
Well, the rest of the world's starting to just. I mean, Australia's gonna February, like Western Australia. They're like one of the most isolated ones. Like they barely had any COVID, but they're finally gonna open up their borders and shit because this Omicron stuff's just gonna get everybody. UK's starting to lighten their. I think they lifted their mask mandate or something. Like they're done. Like, like come on, let's just end it. Like.
I mean, we just got passports and stuff. We've been dying to get out. Do something.
Yeah.
I mean, even if we couldn't do Chernobyl because of like the military reasons, like it'd be fun to do something else.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
There's tons of fucking old ass shit over there.
Yeah.
It's way older than this stuff here.
And the condition they leave it in too. Like you see a lot of like these explorers from like Germany, France, Italy, and stuff.
Yeah.
What they're walking into, you're just like, holy shit! Like, why can't we do that in America?
Yeah.
I mean, everything's just copacetic. It's left there. No one's messing with it. You ever see that picture? There's like that seat where there must have been like an amputee. They have like two of his like prosthetics that they set up, so it makes it look like there's like somebody sitting there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No.
You ever see that?
Where is it? What is it called?
It's just a bunch of Urbexers from like Europe will post this, but I don't know exactly where it's at, but it's just like they set it up in this room. I'll shoot you like a shot when I see it. I see it like all the time. But you get that, you get a lot of like the mansions and stuff that are still in great shape. Whatever they used to build that stuff years ago. I mean, it doesn't just wear out so quickly. I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Just maybe just because it's so old, I don't know, the respect, I don't know. There's as many assholes there. Who the fuck knows? You know what I mean? But just, to go travel abroad anyways. Have you ever been out of the United States before?
Yeah.
You have?
Yep.
Where'd you go?
Australia.
No shit, really?
When I was in 5th grade.
Dude, that would be so fucking cool. Because I've always wanted to go there.
Yeah, I would love to go back.
How long were you there?
2 weeks.
Where?
Up and down the East Coast. So like started in Sydney, went up to Brisbane, and like a few more spots along the way. Great Barrier Reef, of course.
Did you eat Vegemite?
I don't think I did. Probably not.
You said 2 weeks?
Yeah.
So is it like all the bugs and shit there? Like really like just that much bigger?
I don't remember.
You didn't notice?
But I
well,
mean,
you're 5th grade.
Yeah, so it's. But like,
that's what they say to you. Like everything Australia
we went out
is
in
bigger.
The jungle, like we did a little bit in Outback, to like a little spot, but it's obviously a park and stuff. So it's like you don't really get to see much, the wildlife or whatnot.
Because they say a lot of it too. Like you have to check your shoes and stuff for the morning, right? Because you can find like those spiders and scorpions and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I know. I always said I'd be so cool to like go to Australia, maybe just like live there or something. But I don't know, man. That's probably where all those like videos online of those big ass spiders on ceilings. You're like, that's fake. Like, no, I was probably just in Australia. Cause that shit gets fucking. This shit's fucking huge ass shit down there, dude. Out in the outback, some shrimp on the barbie. Crikey, what?
I feel like those big ass wasps that were in the original Jumanji movie came from Australia. They like poked that lady through the car hood or whatever.
Yeah.
For
8-legged freaks. They came from Australia too, with David Arquette.
Yep.
Dude, I'd love to go to Australia though. That'd be sweet. Sydney, even if you're just in the big city area. So you got any big plans coming up then?
Nothing really big. Just kind of some more wait and see. Like we got like a tour we're gonna go do. Like it's called the Indiana State Sanitarium. They kind of like do tours and stuff there. Like
okay.
So we got a group to do that kind of in place, just to get people out. And
so you ever thought about like doing some of like the ghost tours just to get into some of these abandoned places?
Yeah, I mean, most of the places that do the ghost tours also do like a different,
Do they?
Yeah. I
Oh,
feel like most places that I know of, I mean, it's kind of a different.
have you ever done the Eloise one?
No,
Do you know if they do different ones?
I think they only go the ghost stuff, and I think it's kind of expensive more
Oh,
what you
is it?
get. So I'm just like,
Yeah. I just thought, it's like another way to like
right,
get
yeah,
in to
yep.
see, like have you guys heard of Incarceration Festival down is it in Ohio, John? You don't know? Incarceration? They were the ones that had Mudvayne play this past year. Uh yeah, because I think it's what is it, the Ohio State Reformatory or something like that.
Mansfield.
Oh yeah. Huh.
And what they do is like with the ticket, like you buy the ticket and then it comes with like a tour of the old prison.
That's really cool.
Mansfield. Yep. Ohio State Reformatory. Yep. Yeah, you get the fucking like a tour of it with it, and then
That's cool.
the concert is right on the grounds of this reformatory.
That's
So yeah, I mean, if you like metal and hard rock, that'd be cool to fucking go to. You get the tour of the fucking building too. That's badass. That's because that's one of those ones that has like the wide open room with all the cells that go all the way up
Yep.
and all the old type doors and shit, like the classic ones. Like I think it was on Ghost Adventures too, or
I'm
something.
sure it was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
the
plus,
old
I mean-
Zach Bagans.
I
Mr.
never
Cool.
believed in ghosts till I came face to face with one. We mock that all the time.
Dude, yeah. You got any more Zach Bagans?
No.
You wanted us. Come and get
Did
us.
something scratch me?
Raw.
Dude.
I'll take this room that the hooker was in. Aaron, you go in the basement where the devil's at.
Yeah.
That's like all he does every episode.
Yeah, telling them all to go. And then when that Nick dude left, right?
Yeah.
That's his name, Nick Golf.
He didn't get all the clout.
He wasn't
Yeah.
getting the clout. He had to go get the clout with his own show. And he's like, you know what? It's gonna be male dominant. I'm gonna have a chick with me. I am the leading and only male. Ultimate clout.
Ultimate clout.
I have achieved clout level 9. I still can't get to Zach Bagans. That dude's got clout just oozing out of him.
He's got his museum and stuff now. Like,
Yeah, he's
all
like
that
Clout
stuff.
King.
Yeah.
Right there, dude. Yeah, the museum buying up all that fucking haunted shit. Like, if that shit fucking is really real, man, like, what the fuck are you doing, man? You're just setting yourself up to fail.
He's like one of those
You're gonna
televised
fucking die one
evangelists.
day from one of
but
these
just-
haunted
yeah.
dolls. Kill your ass.
I mean, the only reason why you and I were like we could tolerate it was because some of these buildings that they do are abandoned. Like they're really cool with what they leave behind. But
Yeah.
you see the cheesiness of the, is anyone here? Aaron, go to the basement, stuff like that. And
Yeah.
it's just the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
And then you get those like spooks and then they're shaking the camera and then it's like, eh. But when they actually go into like some of those buildings, I think there was that one where they had like the rock thrown at them. Like that was kind of actually like a cool building.
Yeah, that was like his original.
Yeah, that was his like
documentary.
first one that really sparked his whole thing.
Oh, was it
Like
the
his-
Demon House or
No,
something?
no,
Or-
his original video. I think it was just called Ghost Adventures. I remember seeing
Yeah.
it like on Netflix years ago.
An original video?
It was
Is
like the original thing he did that then got him Ghost Adventures. Is why he became famous. Is they like went to like a couple of spots and it was.
Was
like,
it the same 3 dudes?
I don't know if it was everyone else. I know it was Zach
was-
Baggins.
yeah.
So
Oh, but
I
it was so it might have been just him.
Yeah, I mean there were other people, but I don't know if they were
Oh.
people from. Yeah, I don't know if it was
Okay.
Aaron and Nick.
Anyways,
Did you
It
know?
was-
Did you know way before Ghost Adventures he was on an episode of Wheel of Fortune?
no.
really?
Yeah.
Look it up, John. As long as it
Baggins on
fucking
Wheel of
doesn't
Fortune.
slow the computer down. Been having a problem with that lately. But Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah,
man.
I was
What was the
flabbergasted.
fucking? So what were you saying?
Well, he was in. It was like they were in a ghost town. I remember. Oh my god!
Whoa! Holy shit!
Look at him.
Yeah, that's him.
Wow, dude.
I mean, you gotta play a clip of it because that cheesiness carries over. I mean, he's kind of molded himself a little better.
Holy shit, though. Like that dude's like gotten jacked though. Even like from like the
Yeah.
first seasons and stuff. Like you can tell he's bulked
Brother
up.
and sister, at least that's what they claim. Right here, Meredith and Zach Bagans
Oh
from Las
my
Vegas, eh? Good to see you both. See, they're already on your side. All right. Let's not milk it, Zach. You're both at UNLV, huh? Well, let's start with Meredith, just because I'd rather.
Currently attending UNLV, a full-time student, majoring in communications with an emphasis in advertising.
Yeah, what do you hope? Do you do some modeling, right?
Yes, I do modeling as well.
Yeah, what do you hope to do eventually?
Advertising.
Oh,
Modeling.
yes, that's why you're studying, of course. I didn't get this job because I'm stupid. Although that was one of the qualifications. Zach is your brother, it says here, and we'd like to hear about you, sir.
I also attend UNLV, communications major, minoring in film. I'm also a mobile disc jockey here in Las Vegas, perform at weddings, and teach everybody how to do the chicken dance. So, we have a lot of fun, so keeps me busy, and it's moving me in my direction.
All right, well, good. And poultry is important. It's time for our first puzzle, the category.
He dogs him there.
Wow.
Damn, dude. That is crazy. Holy shit. The more you know, man. Fucking. He doesn't even like sound like. Well, I guess he's young too.
Yeah.
What a fucking nose on that son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Did he get a nose job? Go back to those pictures, John. Where it compared him from then till now. I don't know, man. Maybe it's still the same size, but his head just looked smaller there.
He's gonna at you
Look at that.
after this episode and say it's fine.
That would be awesome.
Zach Bagans
That's-
says delete this now.
That would be awesome. If you no, it's the same nose. It's totally the same. He just grew into it more. He was 21 at the time. No, he didn't grow into it. It's just from him bulking up, I guess. I don't know. Maybe he fucking started eating. Look gauntly there. I guess like a fucking college kid that was scraping it by. I guess. I
Yeah.
don't know. Fucking tell your modeling sister to throw you some cash. Modeling. Yeah, right. Room Road on Instagram.
There we are.
Ah, that's the place
Recognize
we've been
that one.
talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. Was fucking that was so tits. Yeah. How was that place? How was the fucking right to the right, that place? How was that?
That is the Lakes Mall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's not the place I'm thinking of. You know what I'm thinking of. It's out of state. Did you guys go to that one? The water park?
Oh, the water park, no.
No.
You guys didn't go there?
No.
No. Oh.
I think. Well, you and I we peeked at it.
Yeah,
and
we've
stuff, but
been
there
to
was-
it, but we didn't go inside.
You didn't go inside?
No.
Oh, you were just peeping toms?
Yeah.
We had the day that we went, there was like a work crew in the building next door, and then they were watching us the whole time. Like, fuck.
Oh, man.
So as we're like just putzing around getting shots, we're like, yeah, these guys are gonna call if we try to get close. We just had a feeling. It was that gut feeling.
Right.
We're like, crap, like we got there early thinking like, oh, we'll be safe, we'll be
Did you
fine.
see the way in?
Mm-mm.
No.
Oh, you didn't. So you were still were kind of looking, but they were watching you.
Yeah, so we didn't go too close or anything.
Oh.
Because we checked out, we were thinking at first there's the alcove in the back. I think that was facing like the freeway.
Oh, right.
Was it on a whole different side? Was it the front door?
What?
The way in?
I don't know. I didn't.
Oh.
Been there. I was trying to ask you guys how it was.
Did you know it? And then you're gonna say
No.
it. All right.
No.
No. We basically just got like a back view of like the actual park on one of the windows.
Mm-hmm.
because we're just like, yeah, these guys are watching us. It's kind of suspicious. So, but we did look around like the whole building. We're like, hey, maybe we could find a way in, just sneak in, get a couple shots. But they did have some fresh boards when we went, like on that back little alcove. So we had a feeling like maybe that was the way in, and then they were watching it. But
have you ever thought about like just unscrewing a board, moving it, going in, screwing it back in when you leave?
No.
No.
You bring that stuff with you.
Right,
then
I know
going
it's
to
still
cost,
being.
so
I
it's
know,
like-
but then you're like,
I'm
sometimes you might be like, yeah, but I could just make it look like.
Oh
I
yeah, you
never
definitely
in.
are like, I could.
I
But I'm
could,
just like,
you know, it's just
yeah.
one board,
Yeah.
you know, but then it's still crossing that line.
Yeah.
How'd you guys like the mall here?
Oh
Did you guys
yeah, that
go?
was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it was another one that was just trashed.
Right, it was trash, but it was still
It was
kind
so
of
cool
cool.
because it was it's
Yeah.
a big mall that was abandoned.
Down in you guys went down to where the power was on and
Mhm.
stuff too. That was so cool. Finding that on, I didn't even know we didn't know it was gonna be on.
Right.
I was like, what? You know, it was creepy. The creepy doll. Did you guys go see the doll that was down there? Did you guys go through all the dark parts?
We just
Who'd you
went
go with again?
Eric and Derek.
Oh, okay, Derek. Yeah, because he's your East Side guy, right?
Yeah.
because you picked up that Santa.
Yeah, they had a Santa that I put for a shot.
Did you? Oh yeah, the Santa that was
Oh,
down.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy, like how like the air circulation was still on in the
Mhm.
place or whatever was going on there.
Yeah.
My only thing that I wish would have still been like kind of like it done up was right outside where you was still kind of like a mall
Oh yeah,
where the
all
escalators were.
Yeah,
I wish that still would have been like
That would've been
mall
really
like,
cool.
Yeah.
you know, that because that would be the shot, you know, the escalators and
Mhm.
but then you go up them, there's nothing up there. It's just gutted. You're like, ah, damn it. This old ass answering machine box up there though. I was like, what the fuck is this, dude? Something they find, you know, could you imagine the shit that you'd find in like a mall when you start like gutting it and stuff? Like you just holy shit, look at this
Mhm.
old ass motherfucker. Like how long this mall's been here. Cause it was like it wasn't even enclosed at first. It was like an open air mall. The world's largest.
Mhm.
World's largest open air mall. I'm gonna close it up. Still left a little courtyard there. The hot dog sign or
Mhm.
something else
Yeah.
over there. Yeah, it was cool, man.
They should have just had a bank of payphones there.
They should have just started putting homeless people in there, letting them stay. Did you see that one building, one of those stores that had homeless people are in here?
I don't know.
Written
if I
on
did or
it was the
not.
shoe store. Had shoes all over the floor. Did you guys go in that
I
one?
don't think I saw that one though.
See, we spent a lot of time in this. I want to go in like everything, dude. We went this. It's full of shoes. Like the back room. Like we found matching boots. Like they're brand new for still.
Yeah.
You know, boots and it was on the front though. It said homeless people are staying in here. So I'm just like, you know, is there gonna be somebody in here? I think that's the store that we actually went down. Because each store has their back room that would go down to that Truckwell area. I think that's the store that we went down, and then we've seen that the light was on and shit. And we got freaked out at first. It's always freaky because you don't want to get caught.
Right.
Yeah.
Getting caught's the worst, trust me. So no big plans. Nothing coming
Nothing
up.
really. Or yeah, we're kind of.
Did that podcast release?
Not yet.
February 5th, I believe you said.
February 5th. That's when it'll be released. How long was it?
We did about, close to 2 hours, but I'm
Hour and
guessing
a
after he
half-ish,
does the
yeah.
edit,
Yeah.
it'll be probably like an hour and a half, hour.
Oh, he edits them up and like put like music and stuff like in it and like. Have you
That
listened to
and
any of them?
Yeah,
a
I've
few
heard
of
them.
them.
Yeah.
We listened to the one that he had.
I thought you were gonna say no.
We listened to the one that he had with like Bill because he was curious. Because Bill
he
went
did one
in
with
and
Bill.
was like, "Do you want to talk to the world's worst Urbexer and stuff like that?" And he did. And like, so you're hearing like their whole thing about like, do you share locations or do you not share locations? And like, you know, both post good arguments. I mean, obviously, like Greg's better because we're like, you know, we don't like to just share and give it to people that, you know, blow shit up.
Right.
Where Bill's like, well, everybody's got to see it. And then Greg, this is the funniest part because Greg made like a point where he's like, you know, it's like if I were to do my schoolwork and you were just asking me to just give you the answers, like I work for that. It's effort. You know, that's what I'm doing with my locations. Why should I just give it to you? And then Bill just replies with, we're not in 7th grade anymore.
7th grade. Yeah, because he's all about just giving up the locations, right? Like, just give them up. Who fucking cares?
Mm-hmm.
Does he care about the graffiti and all that? He just doesn't
Not
care.
too much. It's just let everybody see it. You know, that's all that's his motto.
When it comes down to people like protecting like Packard plant, like they'll be like at a factory, unnamed factory or something. It's like, dude, just shut up, give it up. Yeah. You know, everybody already knows pretty much where you're at. But yeah, like some like house or something like that you find that you come across.
Yeah.
I think that's what you guys should focus on.
Houses.
Try to figure out like how to find out like there's directories on that shit. Like what's delinquent houses and stuff. There's gotta be, you know. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Because that's what I want to see next. Like when I go finally get some time here and start going back out again, I want to like just kind of find some like just abandoned houses. You know, because there's so much shit that can be left behind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's always
Unique
a mystery.
shit.
You just never know what you're gonna find, and we've been kind of lucky. I mean, we've hit some that are just gross too. You know, you're finding raccoon shit in boxes and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and like, you know, you keep walking through. I mean, we've had it where there's like pool tables and stuff, clothes left over, all the furniture, really funky colors that were, you know, like 60s, 70s
right
era and everything. But like, yeah, I mean, it's like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're gonna get.
exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
I mean,
Urbex things like a box of chocolates.
You never know what you're gonna get.
You never know which one you're gonna get. Well, that's fucking cool, dudes. I think we should just wrap it up here. That sounds like a good, spot to wrap it up on there. Again, yeah, Ruin Road. There we go.
There we go.
The Ruin Road everywhere. YouTube, Instagram. You guys do a lot of reels? No? You guys should start doing those. You guys should get a TikTok.
We have a TikTok.
You got a TikTok now?
Derek runs our TikTok.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to follow you guys on there. Yeah, dude. That's what they're saying, man. You gotta get with the times, man. You gotta do the TikToks, gotta do the reels, you gotta do the 30-second fucking shit to keep people's attention.
Yeah.
It's so terrible.
In a way, it's kind of nice too, because if you're somebody that's like, I don't want to watch an hour-long explore, you can get this like the sneak peek and see like, is this something that I really want to see? Or
right.
Not? It's kind of like a good happy medium for people that have maybe like a shorter attention to.
You take all your B-roll,
yeah,
compile it into reels. Because half the time I'd say I'd end up with like 3 to 5 minutes of B-roll. And say like a 40-minute movie or show, maybe 5 minutes. What do you say? You don't do a lot of B-roll though.
No.
Which I like too is like, the information, got all of that in your videos, and then you show like the past, what it looked like, and then you kind of blend it in with the video, where you're at and everything. Yeah, where my brain was just like, oh, B-roll. I want to ghost adventures, urban exploring. You know what I mean? Like minus the ghosts and the Zach Bagans. You know what I mean? Minus the douchey Zach Bagans and all that. But that's what I want to go for, is like that kind of like where you like see all just like that that shit. That's what I was going for in my mind with it, Right. But, again, it was like, I don't care. I'm just creating it because I want to create it, and it's cool as fuck, when we watch it back.
Yep.
As long as you're having fun with it. once the fun stops, then yeah, you gotta stop. But I'm sure that it's gonna be cooling down. I'm sure urbexing has cooled down since 2020 though too.
I think it's now that people are back to work and whatnot.
They gotta go back to work.
Yeah.
It peaked, and then now it's yeah. Oh yeah, people coming out of the woodwork on that son of a bitch and fucking groups, man. Jeez. All right, dudes, this was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This was
thank
fun.
you.
Everybody go follow Ruin Road and see some cool shit. I guarantee it. Men's Warehouse.
Dropping pills.
Is that our future? Is that what we're slowly getting to? Like the brains just can keep. Those are rams, right? I thought they had horns.
Honestly, I'm not really sure.